The opportunity to serve all the Vaishnavas. Please forgive my offenses that I will make while speaking. So please, thank you very much for giving the opportunity to serve all the devotees. Thank you, devotees.
Thank you. After a long time, we are hearing you went to India. Right?
Yeah. You were in India. How was your trip, Mataji? It was good.
It was good.
Yeah. So you were in Yatra in Maharaj?
No, I was in Pune and Mumbai for the eco village, and there we visited with my parents. My mom got into plastic. So.
Yeah. I saw like Maharaj, he had Yatra in Mayapur.
Yes, it was in Mayapur, right?
Mm.
It was awesome. So. But I couldn't go, Mataji.
Yeah. Oh, it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So many times, family reason, health reason. So many devotees has sometime, even though we have desire, but we won't be able. So
priority. Yeah, we have other priorities.
Yeah, it's okay. Sometime, some situation, sometime kids, their education, we have to start here in America.
Yes, Mataji.
Our desire won't has in our heart that we want to go, but still so many reasons. But it's okay. At least Srila Prabhupada said we should have that desire to go to the holy place. Like and wherever we are, we have to serve. If we are in service, then we are always in line with our parampara and siksha and diksha. Yeah, that's very important. You are chanting so nicely. Yeah. With all the devotees and reading Bhagavatam. So,
yes, Mataji.
right track.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes.
So today we are so fortunate to have Her Grace Shama Kishori Mataji from Tennessee. And Prabhu Mataji will enlighten us on Srimad Bhagavatam 7.9.44 verse and onwards. So please take over the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam 10-7, chapter 9. So chapter 9 is, I think, Prahlad Maharaj. So Prahlad pacified Lord Nrsimhadev with prayers. So this chapter is very, very nice, wonderful chapter. Yeah. So even though we read Bhagavatam again and again, we hear from the devotees and read, and still always Bhagavatam is so nice to speak and hear. So, and this like teaching of Prahlad Maharaj is excellent. So we are reading. So we will start with Mangalacharan. Om Agyantimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vande Aham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijan Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Bhakti Kripa Sindhu Devacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Vancha Kripa Sindhu Devacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo 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 Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatharini. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 9, Text 44. So shloka is Prayena Deva Munaya Savimukti Kama Monam Charanti Vijanena Pararthanishta Netan Vihaya Karpanat Vimuksh Eko Nananyatva Adasha Sharanam Brahmato Anupashe. So, translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. My dear Lord Nrsimhadev, I see that there are many saintly persons indeed, but they are interested only in their own deliverance, not caring for the big cities and towns. They go to the Himalayas or the forest to meditate with vows of silence, Maun Vrata. They are not interested in delivering others. As for me, however, I do not wish to be liberated alone, leaving aside all these poor fools and rascals. I know that without Krishna consciousness, without taking shelter of your lotus feet, one cannot be happy. Therefore, I wish to bring them back to shelter at your lotus feet. Purport. This is the decision of the Vaishnava, the pure devotee of the Lord. For himself, he has no problem, even if he has to stay in this material world, because his only business is to remain in Krishna consciousness. The Krishna conscious person can go even to hell and still be happy. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj said, Nevo Dvijay Para Durataya Vetaranaya. O best of the great personality, I am not at all afraid of material existence. The pure devotee is never unhappy in any condition of life. This is confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam 6.17.28. Narayana para sarve na kataschan vibhayati swaranga pavarganarkeshva api tulyartha Darshinaha. Devotees solely engaged in the devotional service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayan, never fear any condition of life. For them, the heavenly planets, liberation, and hellish planets are all the same. For such devotees are interested only in the service of the Lord. For a devotee, being situated in the heavenly planets and being in the hellish planets are equal. For a devotee lives neither in the heaven nor in the hell, but with Krishna in the spiritual world. The secret of success for the devotee is not understanding by the karmis and jnanis. Karmis therefore try to be happy by material adjustment, and jnanis want to be happy by becoming one with the Supreme. The devotee has no such interest. He is not interested in so-called meditation in the Himalayas or the forest. Rather, his interest is in the busiest part of the world, where he teaches people Krishna consciousness. The Krishna consciousness movement was started for this purpose. We do not teach one to meditate in a secluded place just so that one may show that he has become very much advanced and may be proud of his so-called transcendental meditation. Although he engages in all sorts of foolish materialistic activities, a Vaishnava like Prahlad Maharaj is not interested in such a bluff of spiritual advancement. Rather, he is interested in enlightening people in Krishna consciousness, because that is the only way for them to become happy. Prahlad Maharaj says clearly, Nanyam tvad asya sharanam Brahmato Anupashe. I know that without Krishna consciousness, without taking shelter of your lotus feet, one cannot be happy. One wanders within the universe, life after life, but by the grace of a devotee, a servant of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one can get the clutch, or one can get the clue to Krishna consciousness, and then not only become happy in this world, but also return home back to Godhead. That is the real target in life. The members of the Krishna consciousness movement are not at all interested in so-called meditation in the Himalayas or the forest, where one will only make a show of meditation, nor are they interested in opening many schools for yoga and meditation in the cities. Rather, every member of the Krishna conscious movement is interested in going door to door to try to convince people about the teachings of Bhagavad Gita as it is, the teachings of Lord Chaitanya. That is the purpose of the Hare Krishna movement. The members of the Krishna consciousness movement must be fully convinced that without Krishna one cannot be happy. Thus, the Krishna conscious person avoids all kind of pseudo spiritualist, transcendentalist, meditators, monist philosophers, and philanthropists. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So nice shloka. So this is the in Bhagavatam, like again and again we read so many times prayers. So this is like, like we all can see, like we all know, like Prahlad Maharaj is one of the 12 Mahajan, and whatever he say, that is full of authority, because in Bhagavatam, like we read again and again. So whom we should follow? First of all, devotee should think like whom we should follow. We should follow our Guru Varg. We should follow our devotees, like whatever the Mahajans say, so we should all follow their words, whatever they are saying. Because for us, we don't have any qualifications what to do or what not to do, but we just follow the devotees. Then we become eligible to understand Krishna, because without following the order of devotees, how we can understand Krishna? That's why Krishna said to Arjuna, you can declare to the world that my devotee never perishes, because if my devotee says something, then I obey that thing. I will do, I'm imbibed to do that. So Kaunteya pratijana hi nami bhaktya pranshati. So here Prahlad Maharaj is saying very nicely that the devotees, they are, so we read in Bhagavatam, there are two types of devotees, Bhajananandi and Goshtanandi. Bhajananandi is, so many times our devotees says in lecture, like in Vrindavan, so many devotees, they are Bhajananandi. Bhajananandis are those, they are just thinking about their own deliverance. But our Krishna conscious movement is so nice, like Prabhupada wants to make all the Krishna conscious devotee to be Goshtanandi. Goshtanandi is one who think about himself and for others. That's Srila Prabhupada's mood, to preach others. That's because Prabhupada is because Prabhupada gave us so many teachings from Bhagavatam, like in the small books also, the teaching of Prahlad Maharaj, teaching of Dhruv Maharaj. So these teachings, they teach us like, so how we can live our life. And Prabhupada is also teaching the same thing. Like that is the devotee's qualification. Like he never teach by his own. He just follow the devotees. That's why when we read Srila Prabhupada's books, Prabhupada quotes so many shastras from the different, like Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Narad Muni's Pancharatrika. So even in Bhagavatam, so many times we take shlokas, like today also from Bhagavad Gita. So Prabhupada is teaching us from the Shastras. He is not thinking like I am thinking like that. That's why he never say like that. We all can see like here now, like same mood is here. Prahlad Maharaj is thinking, like he said, like I am not interested in delivering myself. He's thinking about others, poor people, those they are ignorant of their life. So that is our Krishna consciousness movement. Like we all can see, like devotees are paradukha dukhi. So if they see others are suffering, they feel that suffer. but in the material world, people are on the other side. When the others are suffering, they feel enjoyment. So this is the material world's reality. But devotees, by giving them like Harinam, by giving them Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, they are teaching outside people like this is not like that pleasure you are feeling to see others suffering. It's not real pleasure. Real pleasure is Krishna consciousness. So here, like Prahlad Maharaj, he's saying very nicely, like how he wants to deliver the other people. He said like I'm interested only in their welfare, so not caring for my own. So he said, I don't want to go to Himalaya or forest to meditate like Monovrata. So he want to deliver others. So that is the devotee's real business. And Srila Prabhupada is again he's quoting from Bhagavatam, like how devotees engage in the devotional service of the Lord, never fear any condition life. They are never, like Srila Prabhupada said, like he himself said so many times about himself, like after this he want to go to the hellish world so that he can preach there also. So this is Prabhupada mission, like devotees, we all know, like in Bangladesh and all, devotees are suffering so much in a painful situation. So, but still they are very happy because they have Krishna. They have full faith in Krishna's lotus feet. When we have faith in Krishna's lotus feet, that Krishna is always ready to protect his devotee. Like yesterday we were reading from the 8th canto of the prayers of Gajendra. So Gajendra, he was telling his mood is also same. Like he said, he was not asking the Lord, please free me from this crocodile. No, he said, like, free me from this body. That body is elephant body, just made of passion and ignorance, so that I can come out from this body and serve you, my Lord. So he don't want to make himself free from the crocodile, so that he can live his life again with his family, with his friend, and everybody know he had that pure desire. So here Prahlad Maharaj also has had the pure desire to deliver others. For the devotee, Srila Prabhupada said very nicely, if he lives in the hell or heaven, so for him there is no difference, because he is always with Krishna in the spiritual world. So because like wherever he go, in the hell also he wants to make other devotee, and in the heaven also he wants to preach. So that is the success for a devotee. So he wants to preach everywhere. And then we can see in the purport Prabhupada mention about the karmis and jnanis. And in the Bhagavatam, like whenever we read Prabhupada, so many times he quote these karmis and jnani, to tell us like how people, they are in the material world, they are suffering. So karmis, what they are trying, they are trying to be happy by material adjustments. Sometimes they think, if I get this material possessions, material like this house or comfortable like car or everything, so my life is very peaceful, very good. So but and jnani is what they think, they becoming one with the Supreme Lord, and they think that is the highest pleasure. But the devotees has no interest in all these things, because he knows that Krishna's devotional service is the highest. That is the best, because again and again Krishna also said so many times, like even like people are interested in so many things, material possessions or merging in the Lord. That's easy for Krishna to give. But for his pure devotional service is very hard to achieve. But how we can achieve the pure devotional service? By serving the devotees. By their mercy only we can understand Krishna. By their mercy we can have this devotional service. So that's why Srila Prabhupada said very nicely, like devotees' interest is in the to teach people about Krishna consciousness. That is the devotee's main goal. So his goal is not for himself, but for others. And by giving, if whatever we have, good things like Krishna consciousness, if we try to give others, we get more pleasure. This is Mahaprabhu said, Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam. It is ever increasing. Whenever, like we all have that experience, whenever we go for big distribution, whenever we have any service for the Lord, whenever we do anything for Krishna, we feel so much pleasure. Like when we chant our rounds, when we read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, sometime when we start, our mind say maybe later we can do. But when we start, the immediately when we start, immediately the pleasure start coming, because this is the real pleasure. In the material world, people are so much like Gyanis and Karmis, Prabhupada, yogis and Karmis. Prabhupada is giving the example. Like they are like, we all can see like how much painful their life is. Like Karmis, to get something, they have to struggle so much to get something, for the physical, for monetary, for everywhere. They have so much struggle to get something. And after getting also, they think maybe that thing will give me enjoyment, but there is no anand. And the yogis, when they start meditating, when they continuously in trance, they are meditating on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who in the impersonal form for so long. And we all know this process is so hard. Like, and then what happened ultimately? So they after merging to the Lord also, they have to come back again, because there is no anand. That's why Mahaprabhu said, Kevala Narakayate. For the devotees, Kevalya is like going to hell, because they don't want that. The devotees want pure devotional service to the Lord. They want that only. They want to give others also, because they know that is the only thing that can make them happy in the material world, by surrendering to Krishna. And then Srila Prabhupada explained very nicely, like how like materialistic activities, that people are very proud of so-called transcendental meditation, although he engages in all sorts of foolish materialistic activities. They are thinking like that is not real meditation. Srila Prabhupada said people go to a secluded place and they think they can become very advanced, but they don't know, like, for us, like we are not that stage. Like Prabhupada, in one of the purport, he explained like how the devotees, they those are on a Paramhansa state. They can go to a secluded place and they can do the bhajan kriya, but we are not on that level. So that's why Mahaprabhu said, Sthani Sthita, wherever we are, just do your devotional service, to your chanting, reading, association with devotees. So wherever you are, just do your service, and Krishna will give you everything, all intelligence. Whatever you need, Krishna is always there to guide you. So that's why our main mood is to do devotional service wherever you are. Preaching is the main mission. Like here, Prahlad Maharaj is saying, Prabhupada quoted Shiv Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, like Mahaprabhu's mission is also to give others the holy name, the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And our Krishna consciousness mission is not for those people, those like to meditation and go to the Himalaya and or to the forest. Our mission is to preach Krishna consciousness. So that's why he said, like Prabhupada said, like so Prahlad Maharaj is not interested in a bluff of spiritual advancement. He is interested in enlightening people in Krishna consciousness, because that is the only way for them to become happy. So because the devotees, they know how to make others happy. And that's why he said, like, I know that without Krishna consciousness, without taking shelter of your lotus feet, one cannot be happy. That devotees, they know that is the only way. And in Kali Yuga, we have so many faults, so many, like Kalo, Shudra, everybody's Shudra in the Kali Yuga. Like we are all in the same level. Just by chanting the holy name of the Lord, we all can transcend these three modes. Otherwise, we are under the modes of nature. So that's why devotees are always busy in doing some service. Otherwise, our brain never leaves us alone. So chanting the holy name of the Lord, giving other Krishna consciousness, and just stay on our sadhana, that makes us happy in the material world. Then Srila Prabhupada explained very nicely, like how one wanders within the universe life after life, but by the grace of devotee, a servant of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one can get the clue of Krishna consciousness, and then not only become happy in this world, but also return home back to Godhead. So this is the, like, we all can see, like, Krishna consciousness not for this world, but after this world we can achieve Krishna by doing devotional service. That is Mahaprabhu's goal. He said, like, how we can do our devotional service, and then ultimately we can achieve Krishna. That's why Srila Prabhupada said, all the Krishna conscious devotees, they are not interested in so-called meditation in the Himalaya or in the forest, where one will only make a show of meditation. So that is not, and that's why they don't want even opening the school for the yoga and meditation in the cities. So Prabhupada said, like we all in America, we all know there are so many yoga centers here. People are making fool others on the name of yoga and different. These yoga just for our body only, and by doing bhakti yoga, we can transcend the modes of material nature. We can ultimately achieve Krishna consciousness. And that is the pure devotional service. Srila Prabhupada teaches us, like, how by doing devotional service we can ultimately achieve Krishna. And here Prahlad Maharaj is also teaching, like, same thing. Like, he is not careful about himself. He's thinking about others. This is the devotee's quality. And he said, like Prabhupada said at the end, like, Krishna conscious person avoid all kind of pseudo spiritualist, transcendentalists, meditators, monist, philosophers, and philanthropic activities. So he is free. He don't want any kind of these kind of activity. He wants to engage each and every living entity into the service of Lord. That is a devotee's attitude, because he knows that is the highest welfare activities. Nothing is far better than him. So let's read next verse also today. So text 45. Yanme tunadi grahmedi sukham hi tucham kundo nena karyor iva dukham trapayanti neha trapana bahu dukha bhaja kando tivam manasijam vishayeta dhira. This is also a very nice verse. So translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sex life is compared to the rubbing of two hands to relieve an itch. Grahamedi, so-called Grahastha, who have no spiritual knowledge, think that this itching is the greatest platform of happiness, although actually it is a source of distress. The Krapnas, the fools who are just the opposite of Brahmanas, are not satisfied by repeated sensual enjoyment. Those who are dhira, however, who are sober and who tolerate this itching, are not subject to the suffering of fools and rascals. Purport. Materialistic think that sexual indulgence is the greatest happiness in this material world, and therefore they make elaborate plans to satisfy their senses, especially the genitals. This is generally found everywhere, and especially found in the Western world, where there are regular arrangements to satisfy sex life in different ways. Actually, however, this has not made anyone happy. Even the hippies who have given up all the materialistic comforts of their father and grandfathers cannot give up the sensual happiness of sex life. Such persons are described here as krapana, misers. The human form of life is a great asset, for in this life one can fulfill the goal of existence. Unfortunately, however, because of lack of education and culture, people are victimized by the false happiness of sex life. Prahlad Maharaj therefore advises one not to be misled by this civilization of sense gratification, and especially not by sex life. Rather, one should be sober, avoid sense gratification, and be Krishna conscious. The lusty person who is compared to a foolish miser never gets happiness by sense gratification. The influence of material nature is very difficult to surpass. But as stated by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita 7:14, Mam eva ye prapadyante mayam etam taranti te. If one voluntarily submits to the lotus feet of Krishna, he can be saved very easily. The inference to the low grade happiness of sex life, Yamunacharya says in this connection, Ya yadavadi mama cheta Krishna padarvinde navanavrasadhamune de rantum ase tadavadhibata nari sangame smaryamane bhavati mukha vikara shustu nishtivanam cha. Since I have been engaged in the transcendental loving service of Krishna, realizing ever new pleasure in him, whenever I think of sex pleasure, I spit at the thought and my lips curl with distaste. Yamunacharya had formerly been a great king who enjoyed sexual happiness in various ways, but since he later engaged himself in the service of the Lord, he enjoyed spiritual bliss and hated to think of sex life. If sexual thoughts came to him, he would spit with disgust. Okay, so nice shloka again. Each and every shloka from the Prahlad Maharaj is very nice. He's teaching us a lot. Like in the previous chapter, previous shloka we were reading. Like Prahlad Maharaj, he was thinking about preaching, and in this shloka we all can see like he is teaching us like how the material sense pleasures are the stumbling block in our devotions practices. Like here, especially the material sexual pleasure is the biggest stoppage. Like Prabhupada said, like if we use this sense gratification in service of Krishna in the Grasta life, then we, even in the life of Grasta, we also can become a sannyasi. So because like the aim for this sense gratification to get children only. So for that only we can use our senses. Otherwise, there is no use of this for the devotees. That's why Prahlad Maharaj said like very nicely, it's like itching. Like when you have itching, you feel so much good. Like when itching comes, so you can itch your skin and you feel so nice, nice. But after if you are doing too much, then you start feeling pain also. So this is like the sex pleasure. So it should be used in Krishna service. Everything can be used for Krishna service, whatever we are doing in the material world. That is the positive way of using everything in Krishna's service. Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe. So that is the everything using you. So everything, whatever we do, so in the Krishna service, so everything it has a positive meaning when we use everything in Krishna service. So that is like using everything in a positive way. So here Prahlad Maharaj is teaching us like how we can use this sex pleasure. We can use in satisfying Krishna. Whenever we need Krishna conscious children, then we can use these senses. Otherwise, this is not good thing for the spiritual material world. But even the spiritual world, like Srila Prabhupada said so many things that in the spiritual world, the women are far beautiful. The women is the heavenly planets are more beautiful than the material world, but in the Krishna's Vaikuntha Dham or Golok Dham, they are more beautiful, but they don't have that material attraction. They are using that attraction for satisfying Krishna. And same thing we can feel in our Krishna conscious families also. Like here even though we are in material world, we can feel that whenever we get up in the morning, our main thing is let's get up early so that we can chant our round, we can wake up our deities and we can do arti. That's our goal, because our devotional service is sadhana bhakti. So Srila Prabhupada is teaching us we have to make ourselves perfect by doing our sadhana bhakti. We are doing sadhana bhakti. That is devotee's attitude. So he's not thinking for material sense pleasure, he's thinking about how to satisfy Krishna. And Srila Prabhupada gave the very nice example of Yamunacharya. So how so Prabhupada mentioned very nicely, like he was a king, he was a great king, and he enjoyed material sense gratification so too much. And after that, he left everything, because if we do something too much, then at a certain time, maybe in not this lifetime, next lifetime, we start hating that thing, because this is the reality of the material world. Like if we read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam again and again, we never feel dissatisfaction, we never feel any kind of like burden or anything. We always feel enjoyment, but material energy is so strong that it stops us sometime. But devotees are very clever, they know how to overcome the material nature by surrendering to Krishna. So here Prabhupada quoted the verse from Bhagavad Gita, Ma me yo prapadyante maya metam tarantite. So by surrendering to Krishna, we all know, like by our power, we cannot control our senses. We don't have that strength to overcome our senses. But by surrendering to Krishna, Krishna is the only hope for us. That by the mercy of Krishna only we can overcome our senses. We can overcome all these that weakness we have, but just by surrendering to Krishna. Otherwise, it's very hard. So Prahlad Maharaj is again here he is teaching here, like how the material sense gratification is like itching, so that we can get pleasure. But in the material world, there is no pleasure. So we all know, like if we satisfied any of our senses, we have 5 senses. If we try to satisfy any of our senses by our own sense gratification, ultimately our end is suffering. But when we use all our senses for Krishna's satisfaction, then we get pleasure, real pleasure. That is the real way of using our human body, if we use this body for satisfaction of the Lord. So we all can see here Prahlad Maharaj is saying, like in the material world, people are thinking just be happy by using material senses in sense gratification. And here Prabhupada is giving the example of hippies. Like when Srila Prabhupada came here, even though hippies, they left everything. They left their family, they left their material comforts, and they just indulge in sense gratification. So that's why Srila Prabhupada said these people are described here as Karapana, misers. Miser means they have something, but they are not using that for Krishna's service. That's why they are called miser. Miser means like they have this human form of life. This is like we all know there are 8,400,000 species of life, and in that human life is very rare to achieve. So we should all know that we should all use this human form of life in such a way so that we can ultimately achieve our goal of life, going back home, back to Godhead. So that goal we can achieve when we use our senses in Krishna's service. When we try to stop our senses for the sense pleasure, it's very hard. It's impossible. But when we use our senses in Krishna's satisfaction, then it becomes very easy. So this is the only way Srila Prabhupada teaching us again and again, use all our senses in Krishna's satisfaction. If eyes want to see something, we can see Krishna's beautiful face. We can see the beauty of Krishna's nature. That is a real pleasure of the eyes. If we want to take smell, there is always, whenever we go devotee's house, there is always nice smell. Prasadam smell, Krishna's flowers, fragrance, tulsi leaves, so they are the beauty. And whenever we want to hear, we can use our eyes hearing about Krishna Kirtan, Krishna Katha. So this is the real pleasure. And whenever our tongue wants to taste something, we can have Krishna Prasadam. And our skin, we can do service for the Lord, cleaning the temple, going to the temple. So we can use all our senses in Krishna's satisfaction. Then automatically we are happy in the material world. And Srila Prabhupada said one thing, like if we use our tongue That is the most voracious. When we chant the Mahaprasadam prayer, if we use our tongue for Krishna Prasadam, then automatically all our senses are controlled. So this is the secret of Srila Prabhupada's mission. That when we use our tongue for the satisfaction of Krishna by eating prasadam, then automatically our body is useful. So thank you very much, everybody, for giving me the service. Like, if anybody has any question, please feel free to ask, or please add any comment. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Danvat Pranam. Thank you so much for this such a wonderful class.
Thank you.
And you explained so nicely about how we should start our day in Krishna consciousness with the keeping goal to get up early and do our sadhana bhakti, and we take Krishna Prasad. So how should be our day Krishnamaya? So thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
If anybody has any question or comments, please ask.
Thank you, Mataji, for a very, very, inspiring class. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, always to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare
Discussing about the qualities of Vaishnavas. Yes, the Vaishnavas are part of Dukha Dukhi, and you want to liberate others rather than the Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami. Chaitanya says Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sakali Asanta. So these people are always after something, some gain for themselves rather than delivering the fallen souls. And I was seeing in the contemporary world, in the Bangladesh situation, they are the Vaishnavas who are leading the movement. All the other paths, they are generally reclusive because they want something for themselves, which the leadership of the common people don't afford them. So this is perfectly visible. I mean, how the Vaishnavas are real part of the Dukha number one, and number two, they want to, as a consequence, they want to deliver. And especially in the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lineage, we are more akin to deliver others. Yeah, it's very, I mean, it's very relatable. Hare Krishna. Thank you for your nectarine words and wonderful class.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much, bro. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. So I wanted to clarify. So you said use everything, all sense gratification, by surrendering to Lord Krishna. So when we are seeing something like a beautiful tree, we should think it's Lord Krishna, right?
Yeah. Beautiful tree. Because everything is creation of the Lord. In material world, whenever we go for walk, we can see the tree or any flower or any even made of material things also. Like if somebody made a beautiful house, we can admire that also, because the brain is given by the Lord only, whosoever made that house. So we can see Krishna's hand behind everything. That is thinking of Krishna every time. Like one time Nitai Sevani Mataji, she said very nicely, like whenever you see any beautiful flower, you just from the mind you can offer to the Lord. So,
Yeah.
So this is like beauty of a devotee, like he like everything in Krishna's service. So whenever we see anything from the mind, because by doing that, everybody get benefit. The tree also get benefit, like because you are offering to the Lord. You also get benefit because you are offering that thing to the Lord. So everything is by mental also. Sometimes we cannot do things in a physical way, but mentally at least we can try to do that.
Yes, Mataji. So like, for example, something bad is happening. So one feels it's like Lord's play going on. That's how I think. Is that also all right?
Yes, Mataji. Sometimes things are not in our head. So whatever is going on, the ultimate end will be good, because Krishna is watching. Like if we are not doing bad for others, then never happen bad for us. Like we should, if we don't do anything bad, so just like whatever is happening, it's good for us. Whatever we feel bad, it teaches us a lot. We learn a lot by doing all that. Sometime in the suffering also, after coming out from the suffering, we feel that suffering, but everything, happiness and distress, everything is Krishna's mercy, because Krishna never do anything bad with his devotees. Yeah, from the Prahlad Maharaj teaching, we all can learn like whatever his father did with him, that is the worst thing. In the material world, we never seen any father who can throw the child in the where the snakes well. So we all can see from the Prahlad Maharaj's life, like his father did all the bad things, but still he was thinking good for his father. Like Yudhishthir Maharaj, even though they took everything from Yudhishthir Maharaj, like Kauravas, and they sent them to the forest for 12 years. And after that also he was calling his Dhritarashtra and all with so much love, and Krishna was very happy. Krishna said, like, even though they did all bad for you, but still you are so obedient, so nice. So Krishna is watching us, like how we are behaving with others. That is the main thing. Yeah.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranam Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much, Mataji, for a wonderful class. That was very important verse.
Thank you, Prabhu.
So Hare Krishna Mataji, if nobody has any question or comment, we can end up the call here.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Bye. Thank you so much, Mataji, for this class.
Thank you, Mother.
Thank you, Mataji, for your wonderful and nectarian class. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for giving me the service. Yes. So,
Yes.
Mataji, you can chant the Vaishnav Pranam.
Vancha kalpataruvascha kripa sindhuva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. रत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, माता श्री हरदास ठाकुर की जय, प्रभुपाद की जय, ग्रंथ राज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, अर्गज श्यामा किशोरी माता जी की जय. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol. Hari Bol.